OR token is not a security. The OR token is not a stock. It is a video game token and is used for in-game purchases in OR-supported websites, video games, and the OR-Forge NFT marketplace. No ownership guarantees a percentage of any ownership of OR Systems Inc., any video games, content, media productions, or other, until options are extended. OR Systems Inc. is a privately owned and operated organization that utilizes blockchain technologies and provides real-world value to the intrinsic video game currency. As such, please ensure you approach the OR token at your own discretion. No one involved in this video is a financial advisor.
Whoa! Whoa! We got a young guest.
Yeah, everybody. This is my niece. Which one are you? Avery. This is Avery.
Nice to meet you, Avery.
This is my godchild. She's the OR studio has been invaded by gremlins.
Oh, okay, well, let her know. 1 million people are watching her right now.
What do you want? You want to say hi to everybody?
All right. Thank you, Warriors. Welcome to another edition. Oh, well, welcome to the 30th edition, 30th episode, 30th
3-0
viewing. And as you can tell, I'm keeping it raw today. Not that I really wanted to, but unfortunately my something is up with the visual effects and couldn't. So all you will see is a green screen and a little bit of a Voltron action, and this corner of my desk.
So you have Voltron interrupting your end
something's up there. But yes, episode 30. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, another episode of the Warrior Hour. It's been 30 weeks since we've last started. It's been quite the journey in these crazy times, in these crazy crypto times. Oof, what is going on out there? I don't know. But we're still hodling. That's all I know. I'm hodling. I am DCAing. I am doing all of that. I'm stacking up. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I'm doing it because I just feel like it. I don't know about you, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this is all going to go. And I think, okay, and my niece is going to say bye to everybody.
All right. See you later, niece. But we also have Sam Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. He's CEO and co-founder of Drivyn. So that's pretty interesting. You know, he has courses on how to use the features of your Tesla. I mean, I guess for those who bought into the whole, whoa, okay.
Hello, sir. How are you?
That was quick. I was trying to introduce you to kind of give a summary, and hey, you're on. That's perfect.
Here I am.
How's it going?
You're Armando and Eric.
Yes, sir. Nice to virtually meet you.
Absolutely. It's always.
Oh, thank you.
It's always nicer to meet in person, but where are you guys located?
Well, I'm in the beautiful state of Florida.
Florida, okay.
Yes, on the East Coast by Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, awesome.
I hail from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. Well, I've been to Chicago. I've been to a number of places in Florida.
What was the last place you visited in Florida?
In Florida, Orlando. I was
okay.
Actually,
all right, there you go.
Yeah, we were. I was in Orlando, working with one of our advisors. Actually, we have one of our regional business directors is in Orlando.
Cool.
So I was working on training him, getting up to speed, and then I flew to Virginia. From there, can't tell you the airport was a great experience in Orlando, but it's a beautiful place.
That's why I don't live in Orlando. But Sam, again,
Cape Canaveral, I've been to places, a lot of places, yeah.
All over, well, especially with what you're doing. So, if you could tell us, how did you come up with the concept of Drivyn, and what made you want to do it, and I guess how did you come to understand the whole technology of that of Tesla?
Well, sure. Is this something we're going to do before the the actual podcast, or is this just a little intro?
Well, this is
Or
it.
we're gonna?
This is it.
This is the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Yeah, yeah.
live. Yeah, we're live.
All right. I thought it was
Yeah.
at 5:15. So
I know,
okay.
yeah, you
Cool.
hopped on early, so I'm like, okay, I guess Eric and I can do our own company updates later, but you're on. Hey, your time is
Okay.
valuable. We want to honor that. So,
No,
yeah, this is it.
absolutely. We've
You've
got
been live.
well, fantastic. I've got we've got Peter Brusso coming on board as well. But
Yes.
Yep.
Drivyn is fundamentally a platform
Hmm.
that we put together to bring people who need instruction or want instruction and how to utilize their Teslas to the best of its capabilities.
Hmm.
With those people who are specifically trained to teach people how to use their Teslas effectively. And our peer-to-peer platform is like Uber. If somebody goes on, they select somebody locally to work with, and we
Oh,
have local advisors that actually can answer individual questions, which is something we're going to be putting on very soon, so people will be able to kind of an advice line to people to being able to have the advisor join you with a one-to-one instruction. So they actually meet you wherever you want to meet. They get into the vehicle with you, and they go ahead and teach you the things that Tesla uh, is really good at doing, and things that you might need to pay some extra attention uh, to be able to take over.
oh, nice. Okay.
Besides just the basics of all the different settings. I mean, there's over 500 settings
Oh man.
and indicators in the Model 3, for as example. So there's lots of different settings and combinations of settings. So besides just that, which is oftentimes pretty overwhelming for most people, it's a matter of learning how to be able to handle the maneuverability of a Tesla when you're not actually in control of it. And that requires a whole different mindset. It's a whole different instinct that we believe is critical to have somebody to train you on it. Some people can learn on their own. A lot of people have learned on their own, and but some people do develop what I call post-traumatic Tesla disorder. It's like a PTSD for Teslas, PTTD instead of PTSD.
Yeah.
But some people truly, I mean, there's something basically the car changes lane on its own. You don't quite know what to do. There's a vehicle next to you, you don't know what to look at. And all of a sudden you're freaked out and you never want to look at it again. You never want to do it again.
And now you're just
And
driving a normal car.
yeah, I mean, you can always drive a Tesla just like any other car. I mean, it's designed so you can get in, just knowing a few basic things, like how not to turn it on because you don't have to turn on the Tesla.
Hmm.
How how to look at a few settings, and you can drive it like any other car with two pedals, just like using the brake. And so we fundamentally teach people from the beginning how to use one pedal driving, and then even no pedal driving. So me as a Tesla driver, I can pretty much go 99% of the time without ever touching the brake.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
And that's something that most people just don't experience. They don't know how to do it. So they would drive a Tesla like any other car and just keep, alternating your foot from the accelerator to the brake, back and forth, back and forth. And the way you can set it is that you can utilize what we call regenerative braking,
Yeah.
which uses the motor itself to slow you down, and it also generates electricity at the same time. So you're actually getting longer distance, and I find it a lot safer because your foot doesn't have to now navigate between two pedals. It just has to maneuver with one pedal. And when you start using auto steer and or traffic aware cruise control, which is just another name the Tesla has for enhanced autopilot,
Hmm.
uh, then you don't need to put your foot on the pedals at all. You can fully drive the vehicle. I can drive 100% of the way on the freeway, getting on ramps, getting off ramps, without ever touching the pedals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, and there's
All right.
Peter.
Mr. Peter, how are you, sir?
Okay, how are you?
I
Good,
am good.
thank you.
I love your background, which is actually real, it looks like.
It is.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
My virtual background died on me, so I'm just using my green screen. But so I guess Peter, nice to virtually meet you. We started a little earlier. We just started talking to Sam regarding Drivyn. Um, and just getting the background on that. But Peter, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? It looks like you're an engineer.
Yes, I am an engineer. I was born an engineer. So we just dismiss the fact that everything I say is right. Okay, just don't argue.
Very good.
As the
Yeah.
shirt will let everyone know. Just read the shirt.
Okay, good. This is the shirt Sam usually hates.
Yeah. Oh,
I love
okay.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So
Yeah, but anyway, the engineer, been in aerospace for a long years. Invented the rotating signs you see down on the court side and basketball and soccer. The ones that change, those are
Hmm.
mine.
Oh, nice.
Sam and I've had a bunch of businesses together, which peripherally led me into teaching with the Marines. And I'm an Army guy, so I don't know what the heck happened with that. I don't know how I got punished, but I almost wore one of my shirts that said Army on it, and that's because Marines still need some kind of leader, inspiration.
Uh,
So yeah, anyway, but we all tease each other anyhow. But so background martial arts, pilot, diver, all those
Jeez.
kind of good things.
oh wow.
Um,
So when you say pilot, did you watch Top Gun? Or
no, not yet. I have
do,
not yet.
I was gonna say, like, do you like Top Gun? If you were,
Oh,
okay.
absolutely. No question.
Because we were
No,
about
no,
to
there's,
have to end this call if you said no.
yeah,
But
no.
No spoilers, Armando. We won't
no,
spoil
I
it
know,
for
I
you.
know.
Hey, it's all good for me if you can, deal with it. It's all good for me. So anyway, big time martial artist and um, wrote 10 books now. I wrote 8 books in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Um, yeah, Sam gave me the month off, so I wrote 8 of them.
That's
Do
sometimes
you
probably
teach? Are you an instructor at Driven as well?
No, no, I've never driven a Tesla.
Oh, okay. Well, technically you don't. It
No,
drives.
I
Just
do
kidding.
believe I'm probably the smartest guy in Tesla now than anybody that's ever driven one because I had to write all the manuals, I had to look up everything, and I found stuff Sam didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
Sam
Okay.
and I have we tease a lot. We have a lot of rivalry.
Got
We
it. So
push
I
then,
each
love
other
it.
constantly.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, no, it's so let's see what else. Well, invented the defenders. These are these little plastic tools. Takes you 20 minutes to use, and nobody can stand up to you. I'd be glad to send you a care package. If you send me your snail mail, I'll get these out, and you can see them and use them. They're crazy, and I even have them in pink. This is our newest version here in
Oh,
pink. I
wow.
want to try to get into a Tesla somehow, so somebody jumps in to hijack you, carjack you, you can just do a job on them in a heartbeat. But you never, hey, self-driving. I can use both hands now.
Oh
Whoa.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
great
Peter, you
Wow.
can
advantage.
actually, just a thought, you can actually use a Tesla logo to create an actual Tesla logo one.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
that I
close
Looks
could
to
probably
it.
looks
make
very
that
similar to
work.
that one. Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
can visit me in federal prison for copyright infringement or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of sort of me.
Cool. All
That's
right. Well,
that's awesome.
again, don't want to thank you both for being on. So we do have, we started asking questions. We didn't know when you'd hop on, Peter, but Sam, when was that? When did, or was it the both of you, or Sam? When did you come up with that moment where you're like, aha, I have an idea for a company called Driven, and we're going to teach people how to use their Teslas. Like when was that? What was that? How did you come to that?
Well, it actually came by circumstance. It took a while because I personally am an early adopter. I'm a technocrat, so I kind of looked at it like anything else, like an iPad. You can kind of learn how to use it as you go along. But this was actually a first vehicle for my wife. She actually traded her, and she had a 370Z that ran her lease, and we decided to get a Tesla. Kind of, I coaxed her into it, and
Nice.
and so we had the option. We had the option the Tesla gave us to either have it delivered to our house, and we live in a very rural area
Mm-hmm.
where they'll just drop it off, and then we we just go ahead and do our thing, which I was okay with. But I figured, it'd be good to get some instruction. The other option was to go to Portland, which is about 4 hours north from where we live,
Ooh.
and pick up a Tesla there. And I was told that we can have instruction. They'll basically show us the ropes, and so we decided to make a trip of it. And basically we drove up to Eugene in my 4Runner and parked the car and took a train, and had our hand luggage with us, and basically made a trip of it. And so we walked into the Tesla dealership with our luggage. We obviously got off the train, took a cab, got into the Tesla dealership, and they were great. They were really busy. We signed over the paperwork and everything else, and then the advisor there sat with us. I say it's 15 minutes. My wife says it's 5 minutes. So they basically, just helped set up our phone, and then we had a few things about it, and then he said, "Okay, you guys enjoy." And I was okay with it, but my wife was not, and she wouldn't drive it. And so I took us back from Portland to Eugene, and there to pick up my 4Runner. So so then I told my wife, I said, "Look, okay, now you can take the Tesla and drive it home." And she refused. She'd rather drive my 4Runner, a big SUV that she's never driven before, rather than driving the Tesla. And and so interestingly enough, so during those 2 hours from Eugene to my house, that's really where I kind of tested things out. I experimented and learned what it feels like, and I was kind of able to get my bearings on it. It was kind of scary in the beginning when the vehicle just all of a sudden is in full self-driving and it changes lanes on you, and you just don't know if there's a car on your left. Where do you look? What do you do? Look in the mirrors. I mean, I don't have a chance to look. I see it signaling, but what do I do? And is it coming towards a vehicle, that's slowing down? Is it going to slow down with you? I mean, all these things, you kind of have to start getting a feel for it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were fine for about a year, and I kind of was getting on my wife's nerves because I was trying to show her how to, do certain things. When there was a truck there, please, just let it Tesla do what it does best. Let it do its thing. But she just couldn't.
She wouldn't give it up. She didn't trust
and it's
it.
been it was about a year later that I took a colleague of mine on a drive with the Tesla, and my wife was there, and she just said, "Sam, why don't you go ahead and let him know a little bit about the Tesla? And I just said, "It's the most wonderful vehicle. It's so great. It's so easy to use." She and the woman there, she said, "It really looks complex to me." And I said, "No, it's just like your iPad. You can learn how to use your iPad
Heck,
as
it
time
has an
goes on.
iPad
You
on
learn
it.
how to use it. You figure it out." And she said something that didn't hit me at the time. It kind of went over my head a little bit. She said, "Yeah, but this is my life."
Yeah. Oh.
So I said, "No, it's really not that bad." But then I slept on it, and I woke up in the morning and a light hit, and I said, I mean, people need to learn how to use this thing before they get in it, because learning on the go is really
That's tough.
it is their life.
That's tough.
It's really it's people do it, and most of the people that now have Teslas are early adopters, but they usually have a spouse or somebody else, in the family that is
That
not
kinda
an
helps.
early adopter and might not be able to manage, just like myself and my wife. And so I told my wife, and we decided together, said, let's do this thing, because this is something that's really needed. And so it comes from our experience, and I did some research, a lot of research. I called Peter up. We put together a business plan. We've done a number of these in the past, and we came up with something that made a lot of sense. And
Drivyn.
Drivyn came. Took a little bit of time to find the right name, but we wanted something short, quick, and something that people can relate to a little bit.
Yeah. Does it does what are Drivyn's ambitions? Does it stop at Tesla, or
Uh,
there's
well,
other
Tesla's 80.
EVs out there?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Tesla is 80% of the market
of
right now.
course.
So Tesla was the perfect uh, vehicle, if you will, the perfect category or vehicle that we could do. We are obviously, I was a Tesla enthusiast, and we felt that was a great place to start. But certainly, we see ourselves in the future, moving on to other electric vehicles. Absolutely, when the time's right. Right now, they still don't have a big enough market
Hmm.
for it to make sense to have different advisors that are specifically trained in those particular vehicles at every city and state and so on. But that time will come, and we've actually talked to some large dealerships that do sell other EVs, and they're very interested in us going in and teaching their sales force, their sales team on electric vehicles and all that's
Ah,
involved.
so it's not only to the customer, it could be to the dealership as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
And we work with also some dealers. Yeah, they find it if they have, like, let's say, used Teslas to sell, because Tesla is the only company that sells new Teslas. So if they've
mm,
got used Teslas to sell, a lot of them don't know much about it, so they call us, and a lot of them even put up an introductory course for as part of their fee. They basically do a complimentary course to get people started, because a lot of times that is a hesitancy for people to purchase an electric
mhm.
vehicle, is is feeling whether are they really going to be comfortable and knowing how to use it, uh, and and um, and
Yeah, and the
so there's
courses
always
are affordable. I mean,
Yeah.
Eric and
yeah,
I were
you
looking at
think
your
so, yeah,
website earlier. Yeah, we were like,
yeah,
oh, I mean, if you drop that much on a Tesla, I think in
Yeah.
order to fully benefit from all the features and functionality of the Tesla, why not put in a couple $100 to really understand it more than just, well, this is how you turn on the radio and this is how you turn on
Yeah.
your AC. All right, thank you.
and, and the AC is actually, believe it or not, there's a lot of interesting things about the AC that's that's kind of complex. It sometimes takes weeks and months to figure out certain nuances in the climate control.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
very
okay.
interesting. But so you can do the basics, but there's so much to it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And most people don't know a lot of it, and they just do whatever comes naturally, whatever the basics. One of the hurdles that we do have, and I like to always point that out, is that adults are not used to taking what they consider driving courses. And we're not a driving school. We don't teach people how to drive a
Hmm.
vehicle. We teach people how to utilize their vehicle to its fullest.
Yeah.
And so people kind of consider, well, it's kind of, I don't want to take the course. I'm not used to taking the course. I mean, that's teenagers, right? That's
Yeah.
when you first learn how to drive. So that's kind of the hurdle we have to kind of get past. We've got to let people, realize that this is a new technology that truly deserves the proper instruction, the proper training with somebody who really knows what
Yeah.
they're doing.
And um, how do you deliver it to the customer? Is it remotely? Is it you said it was in person, right? It's an actual.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So somebody would basically go on our website, put in their zip code, and they'll
Hmm.
find in their area. Like if you look up, in Los Angeles, you'll find
Yeah.
a few advisors in the area, and then you can select who's ever closest to you, whoever his rankings you like, or whoever appeals to you for whatever reason.
Hmm.
And then they have a schedule of when they're available, and you can sign up with them to take a course. And depending on
Okay.
which course you have.
Have you ever thought about developing some sort of content library to, now I'm going to start talking about the blockchain space, right? To bring it into the blockchain with NFT sales or anything like that.
Well, we are actually working on a membership NFT right now.
Okay, there it is.
And yeah, we've just recently got Arabian Prince. I know that you've
Yep.
spoken with
Yeah.
Arabian Prince, and
Absolutely.
we actually joined forces, and we have a division. It's called Drivyn Performance, and teaching electric vehicle drivers how to run their performance vehicle to the best, and even learn
In
how to
ludicrous
race
mode.
in ludicrous mode with plaid mode. So and also be able to actually teach them racing, so that they can get on the race course,
Oh wow.
different drag racing, do Monte Carlo type racing, race course. So we've teamed up with a professional race car uh, driver instructor who was a professional driver, and we just teamed up with Arabian Prince, and we're actually opening up a DAO. We're going to drop it sometime in the next few weeks, we hope, and actually something that we can't quite talk about yet, but we'd love to come back on and bring
Yeah.
Arabian Prince on
Of course.
and talk about what we're doing with the DAO, and how that applies to driven performance.
Oh. Yeah, then maybe we, because we, the OR system, we do have a stealth. We do have a stealth client that you can host your videos on, your content on, right? And it's your content, right? So it's all under all on this blockchain technology. But yeah, we should if we're working or we're talking with Arabian Prince, so maybe we can all get together and powwow on how
Yeah,
all of our companies can combine and
would
uh,
love to do that. I mean, we right now have videos on Vimeo. I mean, we do
mhm.
have videos that we do. We do have we use Kajabi as a format for our manual, and we do have for the instructors, we actually have a PowerBook
Oh boy.
slide deck that they actually use with the client.
Eric, all I know
So
is that
we
he could be
yeah,
putting all that stuff on our client here.
I was just gonna say I got a guy.
okay.
We have a resource.
We have a guy that can talk to your guy or you.
Okay, well, absolutely. We'd love to network. We're
Of
always
course.
looking for
Yeah.
networking, helping out each other. Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, if you're thinking about bringing that training content into the blockchain, I mean, we could
Uh-huh.
definitely help with that, and
Sure.
we can
And,
mint NFTs, right?
and
Eric, you talk
Pe-
about that. You get.
yeah, well, yeah, I was just gonna say, Peter, I wouldn't mind talking to you, but 10 books in 1 month. Was that right?
Eight
Yeah.
books
Eight
in
books.
one
Eight
month.
books. I've never written one, so that's really impressive. I'd love to talk about minting some of your literature on our forge as well. I
Hmm.
actually, so I know we're kind of switching gears, no pun intended, but I'd like to talk about a couple of these books that you
I
read
like what you did there.
from the yeah, from the titles. It looks like that's from your life experience, but I can't stop looking at Be Real. I'd love to talk about that if
Yeah,
you guys don't mind.
Be Real is an interesting book. I can send you some of these too. Clearly, the latest book is Design Your Own Self-Defense Plan. With the violence that's out there so much, your pattern of travel and what you do is completely different than what Dr. Sam does. And so you've got to think about your safety at all these various locations, your situational awareness. What are you going to carry? How are you going to deal with this? And then just go through your day knowing you're ready. No big surprises. And so Be Real started out, if I had only 10 hours with you, Eric, what would I teach you to defend yourself against 15 minutes of the most violent attack I can think of? And I can think of some pretty violent attacks. And it started out that way. So it ends up to be 36 techniques. What's cool about that book, it started with that book, is I have QR codes in it. And so if you're
Oh.
reading about a technique, which is, by the way, done the same way that we do the Marine Corps martial arts training,
Hmm.
highlighting, darkening, stop it, all this stuff, same stuff we moved into Drivyn as well. We need to talk about that, the revolution of that. But anyway, you shoot it with your smartphone, and presto bango, there's a chunk of video for you to look at just for that particular technique. And so it takes a big chunk of video that would overwhelm you and cut it down into little bites.
That's
And
awesome.
so, yeah,
Wow.
that's cure PTSD in a day. How about that one?
That's probably the best way to learn too. That's a great format. That's really awesome.
Well, it turns out I got lucky and figured out how the brain works. And the mind works in as far as teaching. If you think about teaching, I've got to teach people in a severe environment. If I'm across from you, Eric, I'm trying to knock you out. I'm trying to take you out. But I'm also trying to teach you at the same time. Your mind is in the survival mode, not the learning mode. And so,
Correct.
how do you switch those gears? And so, in that endeavor to do that, um, I figured out how you can teach somebody on Mars, never touching them, never seeing them, in a way that they get proficiency without ever taking the class, basically. And I tested it with the Marine Corps Martial Arts program. And I produced both the tan belt and the gray belt. They have 5 of these things. And I told my student, who was at a time an instructor, not in McMap, but in line training, what they had before. And I said, don't believe a darn thing I say. Go give this to the guys in the barracks, who I've been one of those guys, not Marine though, Army guy. And then let's test them as if they took a 6-week course. So they just took 2 courses in one night, right, from these particular discs and how they're formatted a certain way for you to learn. The lowest percentage of passing was 82%.
Wow.
The highest was 97%, having never taken 2 6-week courses. They did it in 3 nights and passed the test. And this blew the Marines' minds. And if I could do that, that means we can pump a lot of information into these combat soldiers quickly. And the guy next to you on either side, or girl, you have some confidence that they remember everything and then some, versus coming out of basic and a year later they remember 5%. So wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to teach people in a way that they understand 105% in a year than just 5%? We did that.
Yeah.
So I did that. Yeah, and that's crazy good.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that moved into
So
the
we
goat
actually, I
movie.
mean, you know, we're talking about that, and a lot of that mindset is actually part of the mindset, believe it or not, as we're driving and we encounter different situations,
Mhm.
sometimes dangerous situations. I mean, how do we handle those situations, and how do we learn how to deal with situations which we might never encounter or haven't encountered yet, and all those kind of go into what we're doing driven as well.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
anyway, all of this stuff
So
gets
Peter, he
wrapped.
was asking you about be real as well. I mean, you kind of went off into your other.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
kind of
I
I try to hold Peter accountable. You know, we have an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the dynamic. I mean, but that's also incredible that time management and your techniques with. I mean, this is. It sounds like you guys could just overall revolutionize the way we learn things. It sounds like, or
Oh, I think we certainly have the tools to do it if should we choose to. You know, where do we apply it? You know, I apply it singularly to my trade and what I do with the military, martial arts, things like that. I don't know if you guys have heard about the First Earth Battalion. Did you ever hear about those guys?
no.
Did you ever see the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yes, yeah, we were talking about me and Armando
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
actually talking about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
George Clooney plays me in real life in that movie. And so a
Oh
lot, and
wow.
then you step back from that, from the remote viewing, and then we got the mental warrior, which really is how to get into somebody's mind, which is all again tied in with how you teach somebody. You got to get in their mind. Also, the way to combat somebody's get in their mind, and so it's got a lot of tentacles all over the place. A lot of
Oh, that's
symbiotic situations are flowing through some of this stuff, and what we're doing with Driven, for sure.
incredible. Wow. All right, Armando, I believe we got to run commercial really quick. Are you guys gonna hang out for a minute?
Yeah,
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let me just hit this commercial
if you
and
want, if you want.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I know we're talking about two different.
All right. Hopefully everyone can hear us again.
Yep.
Thank you
Yes.
all thank you Warriors for sticking with us, for the millions watching now and the billions watching later. Just to if you're
Yeah.
just joining us, we have Sam and Peter, both from Drivyn, and as you can see, Peter is an engineer. I don't know if you can tell if you're not reading his shirt. Um, but
And
again, guys,
he's
oh, I'm
never
sorry.
wrong. He's
Oh, he's
never
never
wrong.
wrong.
I just want to make sure we point that out
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
case
Well,
anyone got.
never
Not
wrong.
wrong yet. Oh man, but
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
no.
my
So
name is you. I noticed my name is you. I guess this. I've never
My
really
name is
used
you
this
too, Sam.
oh
Google. No, yours is Peter Brusso there. It's just.
Yeah. On my side, it says you.
my side it
Is that
says
right?
you.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I can. There you go.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Now it's
So,
that's
hidden.
why. Okay.
so
Okay.
the
I got
Marines
you.
would say someone's calling me a female sheep. What are you doing that for? You. You. I'm not a
You.
sheep. Do I look like a sheep? You. Yeah.
And wait, Peter, where I forgot to ask in the beginning. Where are you based out of?
A very magical place. A ocean in the middle of a sand of a desert.
Ocean
The
in the middle.
Salton Sea.
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay.
oh,
I live right on the beach at the Salton Sea. Very minus 228 feet below sea level.
Oh,
no
wow.
way.
Yeah, it's
That's
gorgeous.
interesting.
Crazy.
The Salton
I
Sea.
teach a
Okay.
lot of ninja night ops and people out here because there's no lights or anything like that, just the stars. So we just have a perfect place to train at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they have you have internet.
Pardon
Yeah,
me?
you have internet just fine. You're not. We have someone that lives on a farm in Texas, and we can't. He keeps breaking up with his internet.
Yeah, well,
So
it took forever to get it here. I was kind of a forerunner to try to get these guys out and do this and do that. And one of my good friends has a airport right up on the hill here, so we put up a station up there and blah blah blah. But anyway, it's terrestrial.
yeah.
But I've tried satellite, and they're still not fast enough
Yeah.
until Elon gets here. But
Oh, of
this
course.
doesn't do too bad. This does
Yeah.
pretty good.
No, yeah, you're coming in crystal clear on my end. Well, no, that's cool. So, Salton Sea. Wow. So I'm just looking. I had to actually look up where exactly that was. But okay, so you're not too far from. Well, yeah, you're kind of far. But no, that's cool. All right, Salton
Yeah, it's
Sea.
it's something else out here. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, it's crazy. Mountain lions, and they did a reality TV show on me in 2010. They started, and they flew me up in a helicopter up to the bat caves up here and dropped me off. There's mountain lion tracks everywhere, and the pilot said, "Beware of the mountain lions." And all
Huh.
I had was a training sword, and
Yeah.
it wasn't sharp. I had left my Glock in the aircraft, and go. At least you could have said
Yeah.
something, So
You
for
mean with
an
this
hour
wooden
or two, I
stick?
was watching for this darn mountain lion to come up. But then I thought, hey, with a defender, kill a mountain lion, got a defender. Oh yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
good.
All right, but is there do you guys have any call outs, shout outs, or anything that we should be aware of that's coming down the pipe? Or is that
Sam,
so or
So
that
yeah, I
can't
mean,
or you
we're
can't speak about that yet?
definitely.
Because oh,
Well, just no. That's just one aspect. Driven DAO.
yeah,
Um, that we are still. We're gonna announce it hopefully in a couple of weeks.
cool. Okay.
Now the yeah, we have a couple of events we're going to be attending. One of them is the Holly High Voltage Experience, like Holly Carburetor. Holly is pretty much been dedicated, obviously, for internal combustion
Hmm.
engines, but they just moved over to electric vehicles, and they had a first event at the Sonoma Racetrack, which
Oh,
is in the Bay Area in California. And so this is the second year. I actually attended their first event, and that's where I met our other performance partner, who actually headed up that course for electric vehicle performance driving, and we saw eye to eye, and we actually formed up Driven Performance, and so now we're going to be coming up in August 6th. It's going to be their second event, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be great. we're gonna be represented there, and Arabian Prince hopefully will be there as well.
Cool.
And that's actually, I'm sorry, that's July. That one is July. Now I'm kind of mixed them up, but it's in the middle of July sometime. I'll get the date in just a second.
Yeah, we
I
can put
can look it
because
up.
we
But
have your links in our description. You can find
okay,
find the
all right.
websites for Drivyn, find the websites for
Let me just.
Peter, all there as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't.
all
Oh,
it's,
oh,
it's
yeah.
all there.
It's I got it July 9th and 10th.
July 9th and 10th. Okay.
July 9th and 10th, and you can actually sign up for courses if you've got an electric vehicle. You can. Are you there still?
I'm sorry.
We,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can hear
Okay,
you.
yeah. Okay. I closed the window and I thought, I didn't
Oh.
see you guys.
We should have
Okay,
pretended
so
that we couldn't and see what he would have done.
Yeah, I would have teased with him and just talked with my
Oh
mic
man.
off.
and so people can sign up for different courses like drag racing, and they actually have races that people win prizes too. So so they got people beginners and they got people who are advanced in electric vehicle performance driving. They got all sorts of electric vehicles too. They're not just Teslas. But last time I would say 80% of the vehicles were Teslas. I mean, they had a lot of very interesting electric vehicles showcasing, including the DeLorean. They
Ooh,
took a
nice.
DeLorean, they made an electric DeLorean. They had
That's
like a
cool.
rocket, electric rocket type
Yeah.
of a ship that travels 600 to 800 miles an hour, whatever they do on the sand dunes.
Yeah.
So they had all sorts of really neat things, and there are representations from Ford with the Mustang and all sorts of electric vehicles there. It was really kind
Nice.
of neat. They also had, and I'm sure they're going to have this, a lot of different colleges that had their presentations of electric vehicles that they've been working on.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
That's cool.
technology is obviously
Yeah.
just in the beginning, and then you saw everything there. The other event that we're really excited about is the Tesla California Takeover,
Ooh.
and it's in San Luis Obispo, California, and that's on August 6th. Um, and that one is also the second year. The first year was extremely well attended. I think they had close to 1,000 people there. This time they're expecting about 2,000 to 3,000 people. It's put on by the Tesla owners of Tesla Owners Club of Silicon Valley, in cooperation or together with a lot of other Tesla organizations in California. So Southern California, I know East Bay, they've got Tesla of San Diego, I believe. So a lot of the different Tesla organizations came together, and they're forming this kind of in San Luis Obispo, which is kind of in the center of California. And it's at the Madonna Inn. If you've never been to the Madonna Inn, that's quite an experience. Um, and they're expecting quite a few people. The rumors have it, I didn't create the rumor, but rumor
Uh-oh.
has it that Elon Musk might even be there this time, or bring a Cybertruck. Can't promise that, but I'll just let you know that the team at the Tesla Owners Club of Silicon Valley a couple of weeks ago spent 4 hours with Elon Musk interviewing him,
Ooh.
and
No.
they're basically dropping different sections now, and it's well worth looking at. He's incredibly open and just says things the way he sees them,
Yeah.
Um, so there's certainly a good possibility of that, and it's I believe it's going to be one, if not the biggest Tesla gathering of in the United States and possibly even the world.
Yeah. Wow. Pretty
So
cool.
for those
Oh,
people who obviously have Teslas, bring them, and there'll be a lot of different booths. We'll be representing there. We're one of the major sponsors of the event, and that's when we're going to be actually rolling out the Drivyn Performance division, um, uh, and I think those are important events that I think anybody who's even interested in getting a Tesla, it's a good place to go
yeah.
to meet people, see the community. One of the things about Tesla is the community, and the community of people is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
People can relate to each other in a way that others just find find that it's not the same. I mean, you can really relate to somebody who owns a Tesla because you've gone through a lot of the same experiences. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Good to hear.
Like having to relearn how to drive a car because there's so many different. And I'd be curious what that would be like to drive a Tesla for a length of time and then have to get into a regular car. Like you're expecting it to do certain
I
things.
I can tell you. I mean,
I'd love to
I've
talk
got
about that. So curious.
yeah. I mean, that is uh, a great thing. And it's not like you forget how to drive. And you were saying learning how to drive again. It's not really learning how to drive again. It's just learning different fundamental skills added to your driving skills.
Yeah.
You still do what you would normally do for driving. You just don't have to focus on the minutia. It's really interesting
Yeah.
because the Tesla, the AI will focus on the small things like even just curve to the left, curve to the right. You don't have, a car slowing down in front of you, a car speeding up in front of you, bumps on the road, or things jumping at you, or just whatever it is, a situation. You learn to trust that Teslas can do certain things 100% of the time correctly, and that's what it has to do, right? Every single second, it has to be
That's what it
100%
was
accurate.
made for.
So certain things I will feel 100% comfortable that it can do well, like taking curves and doing certain things. So I don't have to spend my mental energy doing all that. And that's a lot more relaxing. It takes a lot less
Ah,
energy because I can focus on the big picture. And the big
focus on the
picture is your
drive.
surroundings, what's happening. Yeah, I mean, so you can really focus on a lot of things that otherwise you're too busy focusing on what's in
Yeah.
front of you, rather than what's coming, what's anticipating things that might be a little further away or so on.
I didn't think
Everybody
about
has
it that
different
way.
skills, but I find long distance driving in a Tesla is much more relaxing, much less fatiguing. I find myself less likely to doze off personally, um, because it is less strenuous. Um, and as far as getting back into another, a traditional vehicle, you don't forget how to do it. But I do feel, and we live in a small community, a small town, and we've got you know, 2 lane roads, one in each direction. And some of these roads actually 55, people go 60 miles an hour. So you're basically passing somebody at 100, 120, 130, 140 miles an hour, right? And so when you're steering yourself, you got to make sure you better be in your lane, right? You can't sneeze, you can't, you got to be careful as you're passing people. When I'm driving on autopilot, I'm actually a lot more comfortable because I know that's something Tesla can do 100% of the time. Well,
Yeah.
stay in the lane. If its lanes are marked well, it'll stay in its lane, and so I'm less stressed about it. Going on bridges, interestingly enough, I feel a lot more comfortable with the Tesla because I've always, or even driving in a construction zone that the wall is right next to you. How close are you to the wall, and are you going to hit the wall? I mean, I'm always a little nervous about that, but when I understand how to read the instruments in the Tesla, I know the Tesla is doing what it's supposed to do. It's in the middle of the lane. It even has arcs that show you that you're at a decent distance away from the wall. So you can actually relax a lot more when you're in the Tesla, and certainly certain situations. Sometimes it has actually been proven that Tesla can actually uh, take over. And I have not had these experiences myself, but I've certainly seen videos where normally a person wouldn't be able to react as quick as a Tesla does, and do evasive maneuvers to avoid like a deer jumping in front of you, or different scenarios that a lot of times you might get in an accident. But the Tesla does have the ability to have these
Yeah.
kind of safety features. If set, then they can actually go ahead and get you out of trouble.
So I guess
And
that's
be
why
faster
the
than
driven
you can.
performance, you can actually drag race and not worry that your Tesla will go veer off course or whatnot. But that's cool.
Well,
No?
I'm not sure we're going to be using auto steer and I think that's more of the fact that Tesla has incredible
Yeah.
incredible
Or maybe
zero to
create a
60 speed.
racing metaverse. for the
Well,
Drivyn
actually, that is one
Racing
of.
Metaverse.
Thank you. That is one of our. We're actually. I can say this. We're actually going to be joining a metaverse and
Ooh,
actually have our own real simulator that can be applied to the metaverse. So
yeah,
we have a simulator that we're going to be putting out that's extremely unique. It's never been done as far as I know.
yeah.
I have to
Yeah,
say,
we
as far
so
as I know,
I'll
nothing
make
like this
sure
has been
our
done.
business development team contacts you guys because there's definitely a lot of similar interests and uh, with what we're doing with on the blockchain, what we're doing with NFTs, what we're doing with metaverses. There's definitely some shared interest there, so I definitely want to make sure you guys at least
Oh yeah,
speak. You never know.
No,
absolutely.
no, absolutely. I'm all for it. I mean, I actually
Yeah,
took a look at your white paper on the or protocol and,
yeah,
and the token, and I've looked at a few of the things that you're doing. Very impressive. I mean, you guys have.
and we're still here.
I mean, I think the
We're still
concept
here.
concept that you're doing
That's
is
that's the
is, is
big deal.
absolutely amazing. Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
big deal.
yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
to our viewers, I was just going to say we're going to have a Discord after party. I'm going to be there. So you guys are invited. I could send you guys the link.
Yeah, if you guys want to
And
talk on
Uh
with
huh.
some of our
Yeah.
watchers,
Sure.
definitely. But Peter, Sam, we really appreciate your time today. We're at time. Thank you for you guys came on early and you stayed late. Really appreciate it. Guys, check out their
Well,
links in our
absolutely.
description here. We'll put some of those dates that you provided for those car. I used to go to car meets back in the day, but that was a long time ago.
car
But
meets. I love the way you just dated yourself.
I think that was back in the day. You just
back in the
dated
day, I
yourself
used to
there.
go to
Army.
car meets.
You dated
But no,
yourself.
really appreciate your time, Sam and Peter. We'll make
Yeah,
sure that we reconvene maybe in a couple months to see how your DAO is doing. But definitely if we can work together, we'll try to make something happen.
All
Yeah, I
right,
mean,
you're
I
gonna
would
send
love
us a
to
link to
even
join
meet.
a party afterwards, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Eric will email that to you guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
even I would love to even join you guys when we announce our Driven DAO.
Oh, okay.
Drop
Absolutely.
it, which is in
Absolutely.
uh, hopefully in a couple of weeks. But
Yeah,
I don't know if
we'll
that's
we'll
too soon
sync
for you
with
guys. But
Mark on that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
sounds great.
And
All
Peter,
right,
Okay.
guys. Oh, yes.
one last thing, Peter. Where can people find your books?
Go to Amazon.com
Yep.
and in
Oh,
the
the links
little
are in the
search engine,
description.
put in
They're
my
all
name,
there.
Peter
Your
All right.
Brusso.
Amazon links.
Boom,
His
there you
his
go.
his was it the Brusso shop is there? I think I put it all there for you.
Yeah, well, there's the big one is the pdws.biz, which is the
Okay.
stupidest URL in the world, but there you go.
Hey,
Oh.
this is our third co-host that is there he is.
Yeah, he's joined. Oh, whoa, what the heck's going on? He is our producer, but he's on tour because he's also in a band. So meet Jimmy. So Jimmy meets Sam
Hi,
and
Jimmy.
Peter.
Pleasure.
Hope you're touring well, Jimmy. Thank you. But
I
Sam,
heard.
Peter, again, thank you so much. Really
All
appreciate
right.
the time.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
so yeah, so you'll send us the link and be happy to join you
Yes.
in
Yes,
Discord.
Yep.
sir. Doing
Eric
it
will
now.
uh, Eric will email it out right now.
All right.
Take care.
Awesome
Thank you,
having you
Bye.
guys.
guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye bye.
How
All
you
right.
doing?
Hey.
Jimmy, what's going on, man?
How's
I
it
was
going,
like,
guys?
oh, okay, here he is. What's
Oh, I
up,
just wanted
man?
to pop in and say hi. I thought you guys would have been done with them guys by then, but that's okay.
Well, you know what, Jimmy? The studio is a mess. I had kids invade my studio. Armando's
Hmm.
back screen won't work.
It's not working.
It's gone. It's gone to heck in a handbasket without you, bro.
Can I
Oh
zoom?
no, you
It's
guys are doing fine. It's the content that matters.
Yeah,
thanks.
my niece interrupted me right in the beginning. She's asking me all these questions,
Oh,
and I kept
that's what kids do, man.
trying to shoo her. Well, it's funny because they have no interest in anything I do usually, but they saw, oh, hey, Uncle Eric is on. He's on a podcast. Let's go see what he's doing. Let's
Let's
go
go
bother
see
him.
what that's all about.
And this
So,
was the background they wanted me to use.
Oh boy.
And
oh
then that,
no,
yeah,
Let's not use it. At least you got a background. I don't.
yeah, right. Yeah, but you got Voltron. You got two
Yeah,
of
I
them.
got some toys. I got some toys. Did
Jimmy,
you send Sam and Peter the links?
I'm doing that now.
Don't forget they're gonna.
Jimmy, where are you? And how hot out
Yeah,
is?
where
Tell us
are
you're
you?
hot.
I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
New Mexico. Ooh, it's gotta be hot there.
It is about 99 degrees here.
99. Well,
So we
speaking
played
of
in Mesa.
99, speaking of
We played in
hot,
Mesa, Arizona 2 days ago. Mesa, Arizona. Oh, big car. Sorry, big car. Mesa, Arizona 2 days ago. Inside the venue, 127 degrees.
127 degrees.
Wow.
You know how hot that is? That is as hot as us being back on PayPal, if you forgot. We're
That's
Yeah.
back
right.
on
We're back
PayPal.
on PayPal.
We're back on, that's how hot it is.
Wow.
And hey, Zero Allegiance, thank you for the shout out. When wings win. We'll tell you when you get on the Forge, when you get on
Get
our
on the
stealth
forge.
client, that's what you got to do. When you start posting your stuff, that's when we'll go wings. That's when wings. But now, hey,
Right.
we're back on PayPal. Thank you, PayPal. Shout out to PayPal. Hashtag PayPal. You could get your tokens there. You can go on the shop, right? And what else? You know what you could do on the shop. You could save 5% by using this Warrior Hour coupon that I'm putting out there for you. You can definitely do that. Definitely go to our website, or-system.com. Check out the new website. Check out it, and hey, go to the Forge. Eric, you want to pull up the Forge, pull up the Stealth, the client?
Yes,
We
sir.
got to
Hold
use
on.
that thing. People want to know when wings. People want to know when marketing. People want to know when. When you guys start using the stuff that we provided for you that we promised you. That's when. And I'm back. Yes, I'm back. That's when. Jeez, guys. When this, when that. I'll tell you when you start using PayPal again. This is a great time to get in. The whole market's going crazy,
Cheap,
but
cheap, cheap, cheap.
you know who's not going crazy? Us. We're still here. We're still well, we got projects coming in that utilizing our or system. Not what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you asking us when? When you getting on? I'm gonna ask you when you getting on the stealth.
Wait.
When you post when you putting up your content. You write music? You're a musician? Go put it on our players. Duh. Why put it
Yes.
anywhere else? We're cheap. You go put it on